This is what I fell for.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. We are welcoming you to the Easter seminar. Today we are in the Astronomical Observatory of Queen Jadwiga in Poland. And this is a very special day, the Easter time. Therefore, our seminar will be particularly focused on InSight analog missions. And today I have a brilliant two crews, one nearly full crew of MPOL 10, and part of crew MPOL 11, which was MCC, Mission Control Center for MPOL 10. So today we will hear the creme de la creme of what happened inside the habitat. Therefore, we really think it will be full of joy, full of new inspirations for everyone in this Easter, in this beautiful springtime. So welcome everyone from the site of Analog Astronaut Training Center, from site of Queen Jadwiga Astronomical Observatory. Here maybe I welcome the owner of the Astronomical Observatory to welcome you warmly in this beautiful Easter time, Dr. Bogdan Szołek. Okay, so now is the time because, I know that everyone has plenty of things to do during this Easter time. I would love to welcome MPOL 10 crew who just have left the habitat, who just have left their analog mission on the moon, on the simulated moon. And I would like to welcome whole crew. So please come here, everyone, and stay here. Like we can all see you, Flavia, crew medical officer. Yes. So first, we will start from a beautiful presentation prepared, I think, during the last night after very hard emergency simulation. We will speak about it also to inspire all of you. So may I introduce you the commander of the mission, William, vice commander, Kato, crew medical officer who had a lot of work, Flavia, and Sai Kumar, space engineer in the habitat. The stage is yours. Welcome, welcome.
Let's go there.
Yeah.
Tak, trzeba robić kabel, bo komputer spadnie i
Okay, so welcome to today's seminar. So this is the crew of MPOL 10, and we'll give you a presentation on our findings of this mission that we just finished. What time is it? 11? 2 hours ago. 2 hours ago we finished this mission. So we basically left the habitat and then came here to give this presentation. So could you go to the next slide? So basically here you can see a picture of our crew. So we're 5, but unfortunately due to an emergency, Liliana, who is on the left, had to leave back to Italy. So she will not be here today for this presentation, but we will be 4 of us and we'll continue this presentation. So we have Commander and Capcom, myself. Then we have the Vice Commander, Kato, Medical Officer, Flavia, and then Space Engineer, Sigmar, and then we have the Public Relations Officer, Liliana, but she's no longer here. So now we're going to go with a little introduction. So my name is William Dobny. I am half English, half Belgian. I study at the University of Loughborough in the United Kingdom, and I study aeronautical engineering. So I am the commander, and so what does the commander do during the mission? Well, I basically I am the boss, let's put it that way, but it's not really that bossy because the crew works very well on their own. We're all independent of each other. So basically I have 3 main tasks, which are the daily briefs and the daily debriefs. So when we have our breakfast and our dinner, we'll sit at the table and we'll discuss how the day has been. If it's the morning, we'll discuss what we need to do during the day. So we have a clear plan of what we need to do. And then in the evening, we will cover all the tasks that we did perform well and we did complete. And we'll also talk about how we felt, if we were frustrated during the day, or if we were happy, especially considering we did not sleep that much as we should have. So after a couple of days, you can see that the lack of sleep accumulated made us very frustrated at the start of the days. For example, with the Wi-Fi connection, when we were trying to do data logging, we'd spend 20 minutes just trying to connect to the Wi-Fi to be able to use the Google Sheets to log in our data. So it was just, yeah, it's not a good way to start the day. But anyway, moving on. So the daily debriefs and the briefing is one of the tasks. Then I have to keep morale up, and my vice commander helps me with that. And I hope that during the 7-day period, we haven't ruined the morale that much that they wanted to leave the habitat. But considering we've managed to make it out alive, I think we've done quite a good job. And then the last task is just telling people what to do, reminding them, because we know what we need to do, but sometimes we just need a reminding, or I'd like confirmation that someone has done something, so I know we can cross it off our list, because we've got a to-do list board, and so we know what everyone's done, because this is, as a simulation of a moon habitat mission, we follow a strict protocol of what we need to do every day, and Sigma will talk about this in our daily schedule. So this was me, the commander, and so this will be Kato's presentation.
So my name is Kato. I'm the vice commander of this team. So I am studying space studies at KU Leuven, so I'm in Belgium. I am the vice commander, so I assist the commander wherever necessary. So for example, if he's doing sports, then at that moment there is no commander. So if there would happen something, I can take over his tasks or just help him with whatever necessary. So if he's busy with something else, I can take over the briefing or the debriefing or whatever. I also keep an eye on the schedule. So I try to make sure that everything is on track and that everything is done at the end of the day. So that was my main task.
I'm Flavia, the medical crew officer of the important mission. And during the mission, my task was the daily medical checks, like blood glucose level, BPM, oxygen saturation. And my experiment was about telemonitoring of physical, metabolic, and visuospatial capacity. I had also another experiment from M11 that is the monitoring of cardiovascular parameters. And this is me.
Hello, my name is Kumar. I'm currently doing my master's in space studies in KU Leuven in Belgium, and I'm from India. So yeah, my role is space engineer. So yes, my main the way I assist the crew is with the technical support that they would need, and any kind of engineering or any kind of problems they run into, or any machines that they pick up. So I have to able to fix it. So that is one of the roles, and the other thing is to monitor all the sensors data of the habitat data. So all the life support systems are in check. So we have as we don't have fresh air inside, so it is more like recycling. So we have to keep a check on that almost all the time. And apart from that, I also had a box of cockroaches that I was taking care of. So I have to feed them, I have to check how they're doing, if they are like hiding somewhere, or if they're hungry. So I just put some food, either potatoes, carrots, and clean their small habitat as it is. And also my other role is to my other task is to conduct a virtual reality experiment. So this is for M11, Kiran Gautam's experiment. So I took over for M10 and conducted it for the people around here. Yes, please. Yes. Now I'll talk about the daily schedule. So yes, our day looks like almost okay. Here it's only 16 hours, but most of our days looks for 18 hours. So we sleep for 6 hours. So yeah, and the first thing we get like the first thing after we get up, we do is the test. So there are a few days where we have to do the urine sampling test. So the urine sampling test was not easy just because we could not go directly there. We have to do few tests online before so that we can continue with the urine sampling test. Apart from that, we do finish all the tests like STP, like stress time perception test, and how we feel, the mood parameters. And Flavia will be talking about more physiological tests that we conduct, and William will be talking more about the psychological test. So after that, we have breakfast, we do some briefing, we have a checklist as to what will be done for the day. So once we have that, then we go for our own experiments. So the schedule keeps changing. So this is one of the days. So if you see, I have my experiment for microgravity. So I was doing that. And then we go to sports. So we each have schedules for the sport. So after this, right after the sport, we go with the Vinci nap. So I think my crew will be talking more in detail about all the experiments. And then after we go with the cooking, we have like a nice lunch all together, and then we get on with any other mental health questionnaires that are to be done. After that, again, we have like a small break of 1 hour per member, but every crew member. But we never got that time for ourselves. So we always were busy with all the tasks that have to be done almost all the time. And yes, we do take pictures for outreach at times whenever we conduct experiments. And we also had tasks like we had a seminar as well with Moon Mars Society in one of the days, and we did that as well. And we do a group yoga training. Before that, we also do this experiment with kombucha mask, which Kato will be talking more later. And then we go for the dinner, and we clean the habitat, and we do all the debriefing for the day, whatever has done, what we have learned that day. So we talk more about that. And then each of us write our own reports about what the experiments that we have done, what are the problems that we ran into for the day. Yes, that's pretty much it about the daily schedule that we do. Next slide, please. Yes. So my experiment was to, conduct to observe the wheat kernels in rotating wall vessel. So I wanted to understand how the microgravity or change in gravity conditions can actually affect the growth of wheat, as wheat is our main diet. So it is very important. So I had 2 different samples. So one is with pre-soaked wheat seeds for 10 days. They were pre-soaked for 10 days, and the other sample is dry seeds. So the dry seeds, I pre-soaked them the previous night before I put them into a tablets. So the long pre-soaked seeds, what I understood was they are not really happy once after putting them in that tablets. Just because there is no ventilation. If you see, it's a closed box and there is no ventilation, so it was not growing. There is no signs of growth. I'll explain more about it later. And then, I have different controls. I have a control sample, and I also have a sample that I placed, few samples that I placed on the rotating wall vessel. And I went with 37 RPM, so that was the ideal for the apparatus that we had in the habitat. Yes, I'm going to go to the next slide. So yes, if you could see, these are my samples. So on the left side, that is the control sample, and on the right side are the seeds that are pre-soaked for 1 day. So the seeds that I pre-soaked for 10 days, they didn't grow much. So I actually put the photos here. But what interesting thing is to see here is I could see the growth of germination is happening more faster in the rotating wall vessel than the control sample. So that was interesting to know. So I have like